Today we'll be learning about the quadratic function. It is an x squared function, and look here, you see that f of x can easily be replaced by y, so you guys can think of y equals x squared. It is a U-shaped graph. It is not a V. You guys want to draw a V, stop it. Down here, the lowest point on this one, because it's positive, is the vertex at 0, 0 right here. Along the y-axis, this just happens to be the axis of symmetry. We will talk more about axes of symmetry as we get further into this topic. And we can put coefficients a in front of them. If a is a whole number, the graph is much narrower because it goes up faster. If a is a fraction, then the graph is wider, goes up slower. And if a is negative, it's going to be flipped and look like a frowny face. Also, you guys are going to be able to graph these. And just like our bread and butter has always been, when you have any graph, if I'm not here and you are on a test and you don't know what to do, you can always, always, always make an X and Y chart. And I know that you don't like that the notes puts them horizontally while we always make it vertical, but that's okay. What you're going to do is simply, here's your equation up here, y equals negative 2x squared plus 2. You pick the values for x. I'm going to say it again because somebody's not going to hear me. You pick the values for x. You plug in, you find all your squares, you multiply by negative 2, then you add 2, and you come out with the y values. Now, this negative 2, negative 6, look over here, negative 2, negative 6 is an ordered pair. It's a point. You plot it. Then you have negative 1, 0. You have 0, 2 right here. You have 1, 0. And then you have 2, negative 6. And if you see, because the lead coefficient, this negative 2, is in front of the x squared, it is opening down. This black parabola that you see right here is still y equals x squared. And we're just comparing them. We're going to learn how to graph. We're going to compare them. It's going to be good times. I'm going to skip right through that for a minute. All right. Sometimes we have the parabola in the function of y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. All right. A, b, and c just being numbers. C is a constant. So in this graph, we have y equals negative x squared plus 4x minus 3. All right. The coefficients, just remember there's a negative 1 here. The b is 4. The c is negative 3. It is going to open down because the lead coefficient, the x squared coefficient, is negative. To find the vertex, here we go. Look at this. This is the formula you're going to need right here. You're going to say, what is the coefficient of b? It is 4. This negative right here is going to be negative. You don't get to pick it. It has to be there. Then this 2 also has to be there. Again, you don't get to pick it. And then a is negative 1. Do your math. 4 divided by negative 2 is negative 2. The negative out front makes it positive. So x equals 2. There you go. X equals 2 is your line of symmetry. You have to memorize this formula. It will not be given to you. Then to find the y coordinates. All right. To find the y coordinates, what are we going to put in? We are going to put in 2. This 2 right here, you plug it back into the original formula, right up here, plug it back in, and you get y equals negative times 2 squared plus 4 times 2 minus 3. There is 2 squared is 4, it's a negative. Then this will give you 8 minus 3, you get 1. So your vertex point is 2, 1. So now, because we know the vertex is 2 based on the x equals negative b over 2a, or sorry, we know the x coordinate of the vertex is 2, and we find the y coordinate by plugging the 2 back in, we know our vertex point is 2, 1. So you know if you have the vertex point, and you know you have a lead coefficient that's negative, it's opening down. Quick way to check yourself. If you can't check yourself like that, we're going to have issues because you probably are going to get them wrong. Now to find all these other fun points, we're going to make just an x and y chart. You're going to plug in, and then you're going to plot your points. You're definitely going to need minimum 5 points, vertex being one of them, then 2 on each side. Now how do we figure 2 on each side? Well, if this is your line of symmetry, just like when we were graphing absolute value equations, you're going to go to the right of the vertex, or sorry, the line of symmetry, and to the left of the line of symmetry. Make an x and y chart, find them. All right, next thing we're going to do here is look for minimums and maximums. This is super easy. If it opens up, your vertex is a minimum. If it opens down, your vertex is a maximum. Because it's the highest point on the graph, it's a maximum. Over here, because it's the lowest point on the graph, it's a minimum. So they say when A is positive and it opens up, your vertex is a minimum. When A is negative and your graph opens down, your vertex is a maximum. Easy peasy. All right, I have also left with the sub these two charts on how to graph a parabola in the different forms. We will be focusing on the first page today, step-by-step instructions. I'm going to expect good questions tomorrow. The sub will have the homework, and you guys are going to need to try this without me. I know I'm away today, but you can do it. All right, have fun. Good luck.